Hello everyone, and welcome back from an extended vacation from Thanksgiving. We are back and we've got products to talk about, so let's do exactly that. First up, we've got this. This is a new GPS module. This is the GP635T, and as you can see, it is very diminutive. There's my ring for reference. It is a very small GPS module. As you can see, it's got JST, I think that's a JST-SH connector here on the end. This is the same connector that we use on, I think, like the Mega Pro Mini and some other things. I think the EM406 even has this same kind of connector, so we have pigtails for that. This little guy is just tiny, and it's relatively inexpensive too. Actually, I think it might be one of the cheapest modules that we have with a built-in antenna. And it is a 50 channel, so it's a great little GPS. If you're looking for a very simple GPS module, you might want to check out this guy. So here we've got another one of our red abomination cables. This is the Sparkfun Hydra. In response to the Cerberus, which we had a couple weeks back, we now have a different variation of it called the Hydra. If you don't remember, the Cerberus is very similar to this in that it has a USB-A on one side, and then it has this little hub, and it splits out to a B, a mini B, and a micro B. You can't interchange these. You can only use one at a time. There is no switch or hub inside there. So you have to pick, which one you want to use and just unplug it. But it replaces having to have 3 cables on your desk. You get to use one. So this is another abomination that we came up with, and it too has its uses. On one end, we've got just the standard USB-A connector, and on the other side, we have this hub that leads to these. We've got a barrel jack, we've got a pair of alligator clips, and then we've got the JST PH connector. This is the same connector that you'll see on lipos and things like that. The purpose of this cable was we do a lot of prototyping and testing around here, and quite frankly, sometimes you need 5 volts, and we have like the breadboard power supply, and we have a couple other little boards that supply 5 volts, but why not just plug directly into your USB and get 5 volts out of the barrel jack? 5 volts out of JST, or 5 volts into alligator clips. It's a very simple cable. There is no protection in this. There is nothing electronic in it. It is just basically a solution for taking a USB cable and hacking it open and tying into the VCC and ground. We make this a little bit more elegant of a solution. We know plenty of people that have hacked into a USB just for the power lines, so we're giving you this, which is a little bit cleaner. So check it out. Check out the Hydra as well as the Cerberus. So here I've got 3 new products that were actually debuted last week on the website, but since we didn't do a video, we didn't get to talk about them. These are photoluminescent panels, or better known as glow-in-the-dark. These are just your basic, green, yellow, glow-in-the-dark panels. We've got them in 3 different sizes. We've got this big one in the 8.5 by 11 standard, like printer paper size. We've got this, which is a 3-inch by 5-inch. And then we have the slightly bigger one, which is 4 by 6 inches. And all these are adhesive backed, so it's got this little paper on the back, and you just peel it, and you've got a nice adhesive sticker. These are cut really easily with a sharp pair of scissors or an X-Acto knife or hobby knife, something like that. So you can cut them to any shape that you want. We have also successfully laser cut these, more on that later. And what I'm going to do now is turn off the lights to show you just how bright these are. We're always used to like little stickers, but when you get an 8.5 by 11 sheet, it can get very bright. So let's hit the lights. So here we go. These are in the dark now, and I don't know how this is going to end up looking on the camera, but you can maybe tell that these are very bright. They actually look like an EL panel when the lights are out. They glow extremely bright. They're actually giving off quite a bit of light on the table, as you can see. So they're pretty cool. They hold a charge, if you will, for a pretty long time. And once you get them charged up by shining light on them, they seem to last quite a long time. And you can even do things like cover up sections of them, shine a light on it, do things like that. So now we've got the panels gone, and we've got this. This is based on a project that Nate came up with that he actually saw at a children's museum in Lafayette here. Basically what they had is they had this big sheet of glow-in-the-dark material, and they had a pendulum hanging down with like a plumb bob, and they had an LED in it, and you spin the table and then you push the plumb bob around, and it basically makes all these patterns. Well, this is kind of motorized, mechanized version of it. So we've got this motorized linear pot up here. On the end of it, we've got a ultraviolet LED. This base is actually a fan motor, and then we've got a little strip of the glow-in-the-dark sticker stuff here at the bottom. With an Arduino and a motor shield, we can actually control the speed of the fan, so we can control the speed of the disc, and then we can also move this little arm back and forth. This knob controls the speed at which the fan goes. This one controls how far this goes back and forth, and then this one controls the speed at which it goes back and forth. So I plug it in, and then we'll turn on the actual spindle here, so now that's spinning. And with this, we can control how far this goes back and forth. You can see it's going all the way to the edges. If we turn it down, it's only going a small portion. And then if we increase this, it goes faster. Let's turn off the lights and see what it looks like. So here we go. We've got it stationary right now, and you can see that it's leaving a nice little trail. Let's turn the motor spindle on. Make little spirals, and let's see if we go really fast. Here we go. So this thing was pretty cool to play around with. We were talking about a potential demo for this, and we were just kind of playing around with it. We'd like set objects on it to leave, you know, like after images and whatnot. And I was talking to Nick, and I was thinking, God, what do we have that's brighter than an LED but a lot more focused? And I thought, we have a 75-watt laser. So here we are in the laser cutter room. Nick's got a little design here on the computer. What we're going to do is we're going to cut this into this with 10% power. We've actually taken the table and we've manually defocused it, so instead of cutting, we're just kind of shooting laser beam photons at it. So we've got a big RTFM, 8.5 by 11, laser cutter. Let's go. As you can see, there's no real way to tell that we did anything with this at all. But if we turn off the lights, you can see that there's RTFM clearly visible in there. So that's a pretty neat little trick that we did with the laser cutter, with the glow-in-the-dark. If you happen to have a laser cutter and want to get some of this, you can play around with it. So there you have it, your post-Thanksgiving new product post. We've got the glow-in-the-dark panels. I have no idea how you're going to end up using these, but they're still cool nonetheless. We've got the Hydra charging cable, which I'm sure many people will find very useful. And then, of course, we've got the little GPS guy. So we'll see you again next week with even more new products. And always check out the rest of the new product post for all the products that we've had this last 2 weeks. And we'll see you again next week with another Friday new product post.